Before cottages, harbours, or even a village name, this stretch of coastline lived by older rules. Mountains pressed down toward the sea, rivers carried fragments of stone from the high ground, and the shoreline shifted quietly with every season. For generations, this was a place defined by movement rather than settlement. Wind across the slopes, water slipping toward the tide, and paths that led elsewhere. People passed through, but few stayed. Not because the land lacked promise, but because its value had not yet been understood. Then attention turned toward the mountains. What lay within them began to matter, and this once overlooked coastline found itself drawn into a wider story. Only after that shift did this place become known as Annalong. Annalong sits at the foot of the Mourne Mountains in County Down, where river, mountain and sea meet in a natural triangle. Its early shape came from this balance. The Annalong River offered fresh water and a sheltered approach inland, while the open coast provided both livelihood and danger. Long before the village took form, these elements quietly set its boundaries. Small homes appeared near the river mouth, modest cottages tied to fishing and small farms. Life here followed the weather. Seasons set the rhythm, and the community remained steady and close-knit. Everything changed in the 19th century, when demand for Mourne granite surged. Granite had long been known locally, but as cities expanded, the stone beneath these mountains became valuable far beyond County Down. Quarries opened in the valleys above Annalong, and the village's position, where mountain paths met the sea, suddenly mattered. Stone could be cut inland, brought down through the valley, and shipped outward from the coast. The harbour, completed in the mid-1800s, transformed Annalong almost overnight. Granite blocks were loaded onto vessels bound for ports across Ireland and Britain, linking this quiet village to engineering projects far from the Mournes. Though the settlement remained small, its role became significant, a practical bridge between mountain and market. One of Annalong's most distinctive landmarks, the corn mill, rose beside the river in the 1830s. Powered by an unusually large water wheel, it processed oats from nearby farmland. For decades, the steady turning of that wheel and the soft hum of its machinery marked the pace of everyday life. Today, the preserved mill stands as a reminder of work that was simple, local, and closely tied to the land. Fishing remained constant through all these changes. Small boats set out before dawn, returning with herring, mackerel, and shellfish. Knowledge of currents and weather passed quietly from parent to child. The sea brought livelihood, but it demanded respect, a truth remembered solemnly after the storm of 1843, when 14 fishermen from Annalong were lost at sea. Even today, that memory rests gently within the community. Mourne granite lines the harbour walls. Narrow streets slope toward the water. Older cottages sit close to the shore, built for shelter rather than display. The smell of salt, the slow creak of boats, and the wide horizon keep the village connected to its origins. Paths lead directly into the mountains, toward the Annalong Valley, old quarry tracks, and high routes across the eastern Mournes. Stone bridges, field walls, and leftover cuttings lie scattered across the land, quiet signatures of the industry that shaped both landscape and livelihood. From the harbour, clear days reveal views across the Irish Sea, a reminder that Annalong was never truly isolated, even when it felt remote. Though quarrying no longer dominates the village, its influence remains. The restored corn mill keeps industrial memory alive, and the harbour, once busy with stone shipments, now offers a calm place to pause, watched over by the same mountains that shaped the village from the beginning. Annalong was formed patiently, not through sudden growth, but through the steady interaction of land and labour. Its identity was carved slowly by stone, tide, and work that left lasting marks without overwhelming the place. Even now, the village carries that balance. The mountains remain close, the sea still sets the pace, and the landscape holds the memory of how this small stretch of coast once mattered far beyond its size. That, my friend, is the British way.